Get those legs going, baby. Let's get these sheep. What the hell are we doing? We're running down a mountain road on Crete, chasing sheep.
Anyone can run with the bulls,
Hey, guys.
but real men run with sheep.
Maybe we should have had a few drinks before we did this, huh? Wait for me.
Growing up working in the bars of South Boston, I learned one thing. Sit down with a stranger and a couple of cocktails, and the whole world opens up. I'm Jack Maxwell. I'm in search of the world's most interesting drinks and the people who drink them. That's why they call me the Booze Traveler.
Greece. It may not always be obvious, but there's a reason they call it the birthplace of civilization. I've been dreaming about coming here ever since Clash of the Titans. You know, the 80s version. Harry Hamlin, claymation monsters. Anyway, it's time to release the Kraken. Inventing democracy, philosophy, the Olympics. For thousands of years, Greece's track record was pretty stellar. But that was then. This is now. Yeah, the last 5 years or so read like a Greek tragedy. This place has survived everything from bloody invasions to devastating earthquakes. And now it's a pretty serious debt threatening to take it down. Even while in dire straits, stubborn Greeks aren't begging for a bailout. This may be the twilight of the gods, but the Greeks are clinging to their glory days. When gods were men, heroes were Greeks, and sheep were sheep. Here in the mountain town of Macedonia, they're milking the greatest asset they've got. I'm at the tip of the Balkan Peninsula, on the island of Crete, the largest of Greece's 100-plus islands. And this is their sheep festival.
The festival, it's the celebration of St. George.
Did he have a lot of sheep? What does he have to do with sheep?
Because it's the protector of the shepherds.
He's the protector of the shepherds.
Shepherds, yes.
And you're all shepherds.
Yes.
This is what you do, you're shepherds.
Είστε βοσκοί όλοι εδώ πέρα.
Yeah, okay.
Every spring, at the Feast of St. George, local shepherd Vagalis Makakis and his fellow herdsmen drive their flocks into town to receive blessings from the local priest. With 30,000 sheep and only 600 people, the shepherds will take all the help they can get.
Hey, Jack, faster.
Faster?
Yes.
Faster, I'm coming.
This is hard work. Luckily, this gig comes with a pit stop for cocktails.
What do you got?
Here is raki, the local drink.
Vagalis runs this flock for its owner, a guy named Stavros, whose wife Sophia has whipped us up a batch of Mediterranean appetizers called mezzas and some homemade raki.
What's a good Crete toast? What?
Και του χρόνου.
Και του χρόνου? What he said.
Okay, let's play the name game. In most of Greece, this classic anise-based drink is called tsiporo, which in Crete they call tsukoudia. Then in 1645, the Turks invaded Crete, bringing their version of the same anise-based drink, which they called raka, which got its name from the East Asian rakizio. So now Cretians called it raki, which is rakizio, which is kind of tsukoudia, which is really tsiporo. Easy, right?
Woo! Okay. Raki! Woo!
We step on the grapes, the wine comes.
Yep.
What is left, we mix it with some water,
Kind of like grappa. It's what's left over from the grapes, and then
Yes.
they distill that.
and what comes is raki.
Is this tradition when you have guests come onto your property that you cook for them and bring this out?
Yes. Take a pie.
Take a pie?
Yes.
Oh, what's in here?
Flour, water, and
Cheese. Oh, very good. Can I dip?
Yes, do.
The fillings in these pies have a sweet, nutty flavor that comes from a combination of sheep and goat milk.
Did all the sheep and goats stop in front of your house because they know this is your place?
Όχι, είναι άλλα πιο πέρα και δεν μπορούμε να τα πάμε.
Yes, that's all, because they know. He has a nice satellite TV, he puts out a good spread, couple of cocktails. Everybody lines up at Stavros' place.
Stavros' entire family has shown up to see us off. including his mother, who gives us a good luck blessing.
Reminds me when I was an altar boy. Yasu Tikanis.
St. George's Day was made official in 1222, and the festival date is always April 23rd, the day St. George was killed. Well, maybe they'll start a feast of Jack Maxwell, because running these sheep down this hill is killing me.
So how far is this trek from the top of the mountain to town square? How long is that?
It's 11 kilometers.
11 kilometers.
Yes, no.
Glad we're walking downhill.
No, come.
We have to go?
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Another run.
Ella. Whew. Ella means to go, I think.
Just about an hour and a few stumbles later, the sheep finally managed to herd me to the town square in Asagonia, where the priest is waiting with sage and holy water to bless the flock. They call St. George the Galitas, or milkman, for a reason. Every single one of these 30,000 sheep will get milked, which is then given away for free to any and all thirsty visitors.
Thank you. Father Stoll. Oh, it's so thick. It's almost like a milkshake. It's so thick.
It's full fat.
Full of fat and
It has
cream.
all the fats inside.
That would make a nice white Russian.
No, it's better. It's better like that.
Without alcohol in it?
Without alcohol.
I beg to differ.
This tradition has been the same since the 13th century. Run all the sheep in town down the hill, get them blessed by the local priest, and then get them milked.
You will stand here.
I'll stand
Okay.
here,
Take the position.
like this.
Yes. Ella.
Yep.
Ride it.
Ride it.
Yes.
Okay.
Milk the camel? Check. Milk the horse? Yep. Milk the sheep? Eh, we'll see.
I'm trying. Here we go. Whoa.
More. Squeeze it.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt her. I don't know.
Don't Zach, you failed.
All right.
Oi, piasto.
I don't think they like to be milked, huh?
I think my skill set is better for milking bottles than milking sheep.
Let's go have a drink. Yeah.
Moretzina.
Yeah, I think me and Vagelis are on the same page with that one.
Χρόνια πολλά. It's like a local white wine. Moretzina. Ade viva.
All right.
See ya.
Aviva. It tastes like white wine, but there's a little something extra in it.
Yes.
Kind of pine kind
yes.
of flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
3,000 years ago, wine would spoil during long journeys, so the jugs were MacGyvered with pine sap to make them airtight. The sap and wine combo created something of, well, an acquired taste, let's say. Kind of like white wine with hints of Christmas tree. And the piney taste of Retina stuck around.
That's good.
And now, post-economic breakdown, it's the things with staying power that seem much more vital.
We still have all that tradition. You see, we had the sheep, we had the milk, we have our meat. As we used to live before the crisis, something like that happens now after the crisis.
Oh, look at that. There they go.
How can you have crisis when you have that? If you produce cars, you can't eat cars. You cannot eat television. But here,
If you have sheep, you can eat sheep.
see ya.
From the mountains of Asagonia, I'm heading about 90 miles east to the coastal town of Malia, one of Europe's top party places. So much so, Malia inspired a documentary called Sex on the Beach. Yeah, you'll never guess what that's about. And me, I'm kicking off my trip here with a bachelor party that my friend Zach is throwing for his buddy and groom-to-be, George.
Let's start drinking.
Crete knows a little something about bachelor parties. Spartan soldiers who spent some time here in the 2nd century BC were the very first to throw them. Yeah, considering they were born to die, living long enough to seal the deal was a big cause to celebrate.
Ouzo.
By the time I arrived, these guys are deep into the celebration with an anesthetic bottle of ouzo. Ouzo is another of Greece's 3 classic spirits. And like Sapporo, it's a brandy made from grapes. But its alcohol content is much higher, so it's flavored with anise. Kind of like throwing a good and plenty down a vat of rocket fuel.
It's good.
You add water to it. Why?
Because we like the color.
You like that nice milky white?
Yes.
We're cutting it down with ice and water, which is probably smart on a hot day of marathon drinking 100 proof alcohol. Still, it's the perfect social lubricant, which is great because there's an old Greek stereotype I'm just dying to slip into.
Ready? Right there, go. Here we go, here we go. All right.
Don't kill me.
Here we go, here we go.
No, I haven't lost my mind,
Don't kill me.
What do I know? I don't know.
but I have had 4 glasses of ouzo. Greeks love to break plates.
Oh, right in the eye.
They break them when they're happy, they break them when they're sad, they even break them as a point of pride, just to prove they can afford to replace them. But sadly, this long tradition was itself broken. Plate breaking was outlawed in Greek taverns in 1969 because flying pottery shards were causing too many injuries.
Ah! You got me right in the head. Who do that? Who do that? Get over here. I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Maybe ouzo is safer than plates for getting smashed.
The other night he gave me is homemade.
Oh, you make ouzo?
Yeah.
My father.
And how long's your father been making ouzo?
Από τον παππού.
From his grandfather from many years now.
How strong is it?
After 3 shots, I couldn't find the way out.
Yeah? Yeah, stay over.
George, I call you.
It ain't a bachelor party without some drinking games, right? Well, we're playing Koopa, where you down your drink, kiss your glass for luck, and then call on someone to drink as much as you just did. Even at 100 proof, I could drink this stuff all day.
Jack, you drink like a professional.
I drink like a professional.
How old are you, George?
30.
30?
Yes.
And it's about time to get married? Greeks have less divorce than any part of Northern Europe, and arranged marriages were pretty common until just recently, with dowry and inheritance playing a big role. But with about half of Greek youth unemployed, marriage rates have gone down. But love still wins out, in spite of friendly warning.
We tried to stop him to do. We are married, so we know what's going to happen to him. Yeah. Listen, Jan is my friend. He looks like the same like George before he get married.
I was look exactly like Brad Pitt.
What happened to you?
Get married. Simple.
The ouzo is flowing, and we're taking this party out on the town, once the boys get dolled up.
So this means you get married?
Yes.
You have a white one. You're already married. You have a black one.
Yes.
Are you in mourning because you're about to get married?
Yes.
Is that why you wear black?
The kumbaro, or best man, is almost as important to the wedding as the bride and groom. He throws the bachelor party. Good job, Zach. Signs the marriage certificate, contributes money to the wedding, and basically supports the couple however they need, even helping drunk guests get to the next part of the celebration.
Oh, come on. You're the bride.
Yes.
I'm Jack.
Hi, Jack.
What's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole, nice to meet you. Are you the parents of the bride?
The mother and the father.
Oh, you were drinking with us over there. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. He wasn't really drinking. I'm just kidding.
Welcoming strangers is a Greek point of pride. It said Zeus would visit Greeks in disguise just to test their hospitality.
It's Rocky and honey.
Rocky and honey, what's it called?
Yamas.
The moral? Always be nice to strangers, because they could turn out to be gods. Thirsty gods, no less. If you want to honor visitors or gods, Racomolo is the way. It's famous for being a Cretan drink, with roots dating back to the 12th century. It's a homebrew combination of raki, or tsuparo, spiced like a mulled wine with cinnamon, cardamom, local herbs, and most importantly, honey. It's only made once a year, after the grape harvest, and the goal is to make enough to last the winter, or in our case, the wedding.
All right, here's another one.
Ricomolo is credited with the virtual lack of heart disease on Crete, curing sore throats, and straightening out some other problems.
You know why we use money?
Why?
It's like
Ella.
that's why.
Honey is a natural Viagra. Oh, that's nice.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm not looking at you. You're a good-looking guy, but not that good-looking.
One more.
One more, all right.
You see if I'm better looking.
Hold on.
Now, we have to go upstairs.
Let's go then.
Oh, I'm flattered, but come on.
Cut him off, quick.
He's not really my type. George and Nicole are ready to get hitched, but no Cretan marriage is complete without traditional pre-wedding celebrations.
Follow me.
I'll follow you, Nicole.
Let's go.
We're moving this party upstairs for the krovati, a traditional bed-making ceremony that happens before every Greek wedding, blessing the marital bed and future fertility. And I thought the best thing for making babies was not having the whole family in the bedroom.
If it's not good, he asks me, I will take off everything.
Not just once, but 3 times, to symbolize all the sheet-rumpling fun the new couple have in store. These sheets are nearly 50 years old and belong to Nicole's grandmother.
Has this been tradition as long as you can remember the making of the bed? Since you're a little baby.
Must do this.
Must do this.
Yes.
Tradition.
Yes.
The birth rate is also in crisis in Greece, but the spot where the stork makes the most deliveries? Crete, who's held this claim for centuries.
To my house, my bed's always a mess.
Because I just don't make my bed, that's all.
How many beds have you made? Too many.
This is my time.
Now it's your time, Nicole. Enjoy it.
The family lays down rose petals, then adds rice to symbolize putting down roots. Money for prosperity. But when it comes to blessings for children, well, if you want to make kids in this bed, you better throw them on it.
You do it.
Are you two ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Yay! So the wedding will go perfectly, the marriage will last forever, and the children will be plentiful. Here's to that.
Next week is your kravati.
My cravati.
Yeah.
I don't even have a girl yet.
Yeah, we've got you a girl.
Who? Who? Is she here?
Well, I'll be on the lookout for people throwing rice and money onto my bed.
Coupa Aviva, right down. Woo!
I read that Aristotle was the first real scientist, but actually, years before him, a Greek named Empedocles launched chemistry with cosmogenic theory. He said that only 4 elements, fire, air, water, and earth, made up everything in the world. And the one place in Greece to find everything and more is the capital city of Athens, where Aris Hatziatonio is turning that ancient discovery into a chemical compound of cocktails. Momix is Athens' first molecular mixology bar, and they're making chemical magic out of my favorite 4 elements: glass, ice, mixers, and booze.
What was the first drink you ever made?
That's a good question. I think the first drink I ever made was a vodka and Coke.
Pretty simple stuff. And now, what do you got?
Well, actually, I'm going to make a cocktail, and then I'm going to make it an ice cream right in front of you.
Will you be my best friend?
All right, then I will be your best friend, and I'm going to get you drunk every night.
This guy's like a 21st century Hippocrates, whipping up a curative for what ails me. It starts with Metaxa, a Greek liqueur that hit the scene in 1888.
It's close to a brandy, but it's not actually a brandy.
It looks and feels like a brandy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before the 19th century, most spirits went down like fire, until Greek merchant Spiros Metaxa followed his dream to create a smoother liquor. His namesake drink starts by distilling a variety of dry white wines from all over Greece. The mix is then aged in oak casks, then blended with herbs, flowers, and just a hint of sweet muscat wine from the Aegean islands.
What is that, powder? Dry ice powder?
Yeah, it's dry ice powder. Not just for the temperature, but also for the carbonation. And it's like boiling. Can you actually...
Oh, yeah. That's not just a regular bartender's gig. This is serious stuff.
Giving a good time to people, it is a serious thing, especially right now in Greece.
Yeah.
Price is very bad for business.
It's bad for business, even alcohol. Because, you know, there are certain vices that they say aren't affected by a recession or a depression or a crisis.
Oh, trust me, everybody's affected.
Yeah?
It's hard to go out to have a drink. It's hard sometimes to bring food at home for the family, for most families in Athens. But the more harder the things are, the more you need to think, the more you need to be innovative.
That's exactly right.
So, have you ever seen alcohol in a caviar form?
This keeps getting better.
So this is a Greek liqueur made out of bitter orange.
He's making the mock caviar from kitron, a citrus-flavored Greek liqueur.
It's a nice combination.
Kitron trees do produce a kind of lumpy citrus fruit, but the liquor is actually made from the leaves.
And you get it from Naxos, the island of Naxos.
And that's the only place it grows?
Yeah.
I love how resourceful Greeks are, all for a good cocktail. And all is right with the world. Caviar, that's actually bitter orange liqueur. Oh, it tastes fantastic.
Yeah, but go easy on that, all right? It's a whole cocktail. You can actually get drunk on it.
Go on.
All right, then.
Look, the Greeks gave us cartography, the Iliad, the Pythagorean theorem. They gotta have something for a hangover, don't they? I'm hoping maybe something fresh from Athens' Varvakios market will be the magic cure.
I'm thinking maybe an apple or a tomato would be good. What do you think?
I have the right thing for you. Can I have an onion, please? I can tell you, no money. It's an ancient Greek recipe. You take off the skin, slice it in half, and then go to a private place.
I don't think I'm gonna like what's coming here.
I'm in Athens' Varvakios market, walking off a night of drinking.
Take a good big onion, slice it in half, and then put it gently on your testicles.
You want me to cut an onion in half and gently put it on my testicles?
Hey, if I wanted a salt and onion combo, I'd have grabbed a bag of Funyuns.
Whatever you do with your right hand, you have to do it with your left hand too.
So just hold it.
Don't put...
Like earmuffs.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, just do the same. Yes?
When's the last time you did it? Did you do it? Have
My
you ever done it?
grandfather did it.
Your grandfather
Yes,
did it?
yes, it's an old secret.
I can't believe I'm actually... I
Just
might
do
try
it.
that. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, how am I gonna fall for this? Oh, man. An onion in the underwear, yeah, I know. What is that, their version of the banana in the tailpipe trick? Huh? You're not fooling me. Massage, now that's a hangover cure.
Turkish bath, I'm gonna say, is a much better hangover cure than an onion in the pants.
It's also better than some of the other customs the Turks brought here during their 400-year rule, like high taxes and forcing Greek boys into the Ottoman army. Ouch.
They're like I'm going for a car wash.
Greeks eventually took their country back, but hung on to a few Turkish delights.
Now I know why they invented massage tables. Maybe the cement slab wasn't such a good idea.
With the dismal state of things in modern Greece, it's natural for people to romanticize long-lost times. But let's face it, Parthenon's fallen apart, and the seats aren't that comfortable. So for many young Athenians, the latest trend in hip urban cuisine is to party like it's 499 BC. And thanks to Christos Vaos and his throw-all-the-way-back restaurant called Symposium, there's a place where they can eat, drink, and rock us out with their Bacchus out. Yeah, I know he was Roman, but you try to rhyme something with Dionysus.
Is this all ancient food?
Yes, it's from 5th century before Christ.
Wow, how did it stay fresh that long? This is the ancient dressing room, I see.
Yes.
I'm really digging their pajama chic dress code. It's like Greek cosplay.
Is this comfortable?
Oh, it's great.
Are you ready to drink?
Absolutely.
Okay, Nick.
All right, what are we drinking?
Get us some drink.
And how come no one's doing this? I expected a lot of
Yes,
this.
of course. You can
There
do
we
this.
go.
It's sweet wine with rose water and honey. This is an ancient Greek aperitif. Take your finger like this.
This millennia-old drink is inomalo, honey wine. It's a more honey-laden and less aged version of the nectar of the gods, mead. So popular, it's in literature from Aristotle to Middle-earth.
Oh, that's
Tastes
nice.
good?
It's very sweet.
They start their dinner or their lunch with this shot because it's preparing their stomach for the food.
Can I ask you a stupid question?
Of course.
This is really uncomfortable to drink like I have a falcon on my arm. Why can't I just drink it like this?
You can drink wherever you want, but in these times,
It was very common.
Yes. Are you ready for the food?
Ready for the food.
Yes. We call it evzomea. Has garden rocket, lettuce, pomegranate, dried nuts, and this one, it's the goat leg with mashed chickpeas and leeks.
And this is how they ate.
Yes.
5th century BC.
To create the menu for their ancient-themed restaurant, Christos and his partners studied piles of ancient texts, including 2,500-year-old Athenian banquet recipes. This guy looks like he's expecting a servant girl to start feeding him grapes.
They didn't have forks in these times. They have only spoon and knife. Fork has the meaning that they think about Poseidon.
The god Poseidon, sure.
So you're free to use your hands.
My mother saw me doing this, she'd kill me.
Forks aren't the only thing missing. You won't see potatoes, tomatoes, rice, sugar. If they weren't in 5th century Greece, they won't be here.
I feel like a character from a different part of history. Henry VIII, just gluttony, just eating it. What is this, Christos?
This glass is only for the chief of the symposium. We call it Kriari.
The ram?
Yes.
This ceremonial mug entitles the cup holder to say when and, more importantly, how much in normalo the symposium party drinks.
When you're ready, you can say evi evan, means something like to our health.
Aviavan! May Greece come back, huh?
Not sure if I'm drunk on wine or power, but I think I can see why these kids still love the Golden Age. When people come to Greece, I don't think it's for the Eros. They come for glimpses of Mount Olympus, Delphi, and the Parthenon. I want all that too, just in miniature. Okay, confession time. Souvenirs are one of my guilty pleasures. I got enough fridge magnets to cover the side of a house. But it's tasteful, really. Anyway, I'm popping down to Athens Syntagma Square to get myself something that puts the class in classical.
It just feels really weird to hold that in my hand.
I'm not opposed to bringing home a stiff one, but only if it comes in a bottle.
Shots of Ouzo, $1.50. Is that the good 12-year Ouzo? Someone doesn't pick them up and run off with them? You're awful trusting.
Now, their ancient history may be priced to move, but it's still displayed with pride.
How you doing? I'm well, thank you. What kind of shop you have here? Souvenirs?
Exact museum copies.
Exact museum copies. This is great.
Well, sure. Who doesn't want to come back from vacation with a plaster stele from the mausoleum of Halicarnassus?
Geometric period, 800 years before Christ. It's among the best artists of Greece that has made it.
The plaster lady is tempting, but I prefer something a little more portable.
The store offers you the Greek flag.
Thank you so much.
Would you send me your flag? I would put it back there so Americans can see that you were here.
Absolutely, I will.
I'm glad to hear.
Thank you.
Bye.
Athens gets its name from Athena, the gray-eyed goddess of courage and inspiration. Two things Greece could really use right now. That Athenian spirit makes Greeks masters of inventing and reinventing their legacy, which is just what Dimitris Mitrakos and his partners are doing. They're taking the holy trinity of Greek spirits.
Which one do you want to taste?
turning them on their heads and bottling a brew to hook a whole new class of Greek drinkers.
What's the drinking age in Greece?
I don't know. I think that's 18.
You don't even know the drinking age?
Who knew that would be a class of high school seniors?
You think it's 18?
Yes, I think so.
You got an alcohol product and you don't even know the drinking age?
When I think of innovation, I'm picturing things like hoverboards, nanobots, and my future vacation home on Mars. So what's the Yamas creator's invention for a brave new Greece? A Greek spirit-flavored wine spritzer. Huh. I'll give it a shot.
Which one do you want to taste?
Oh, what are you guys drinking? I'll try yours.
Ouzo.
Ouzo.
So maybe this isn't Daedalus level innovation, but there is something to it.
You know what it tastes like to me? In America, there was a drink that when I was a little kid, that's all I would drink. It was called Squirt. It tastes like this, like grapefruit, sour, lemony. Yes. But this has obviously the hint of anise, which is the ouzo.
Now, sweets has always been my Achilles heel, so to speak. And I gotta say, this bottle of bubbles is feeding my sugar beast. If you're looking for a fast buzz, well, that's a different story. The classic spirits that inspired these drinks run about 80 proof. Yamas, only 8.
And so how did you get the idea to say, I'm gonna take something that works and splash some other things in there? It's like slapping a new coat of paint on the Parthenon.
Because of crisis. Many things changed the last 5 years in Greece.
Dimitri was running a successful olive oil business, but he foresaw trouble brewing. And like Bartles and James once said, there's one thing that's always in demand, good times and bad. Booze. Yeah, all right, I don't know if those guys were real either, but you do get my point.
If you face the difficult situation, one choice is to sit in your sofa, and the other choice is just to grab your life and to go on. So I had a thought, how can we offer to a consumer a different way to taste ouzo or mastic and cheaper?
So maybe it's just a new version of hard lemonade, but when your country is thirsty for a sweet future, you give the people what they want.
Here's to that, fellas. I hope it succeeds.
Thank you.
And if you can't sell it, I'll come back and get it off. Okay. At a discount, of course.
You have a promise?
Cross my heart.
Okay.
Now I just gotta walk off this sugar high. The great thing about Greece, sooner or later you're gonna wander onto one of its 8,500 miles of stunningly gorgeous beaches. In a place like this, you can almost hear the echoing footsteps of ancient heroes, mythical warriors. Oh, no, okay, I'm sorry, that's just paddleball.
That looks fun. Can I try it with you?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Okay, here we go. Oh, no, not that. This is fun.
You playing tennis?
No, not really.
You're good.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, really, for the first time you're good.
Really? Oh, you say that to all the Americans.
No, sure.
All right, I'm no Pete Sampras, but yeah, I get by. Personally, I like serving up this.
Hey, guys.
Ouzo is for sale everywhere around here. So why not a round for the guys?
Cheers. Yamas. Yamas. Ouzo for the best guys. Opa! Yes, us. That was fun, guys.
I doubt Homer would write an ode about a paddleball champion, but getting to his birthplace, the island of Chios, is a real odyssey. This rocky outcropping, 128 miles from Athens, is the only place on the entire planet you'll find an elusive treasure. A gooey, spicy tree resin called mastic.
So what is this town exactly called?
The town is called Mesta.
Vasilis Ballas left a high-tech IT job to start a whole new life here in the 14th century village of Mesta, one of the mastic villages built to protect Chios' holy grail. Think of mastic as pine tar's rarer, tastier, better-looking cousin, who makes a hell of a drink.
They had in ancient times mastic-flavored wine, but this is in the 19th century when they started making liquor.
I've never had anything like this, and now I know why. It only grows here.
The mastica liqueur we're drinking is infused with just the smallest amount of pure mastic gum. But it's not just for liquor cabinets. Back in the day, Hippocrates suggested it for colds and digestion, Galenus for bronchitis and blood. And now it shows up in everything, from ice cream and soda to soaps, perfumes, and varnish.
In the Middle Ages, when they built this town, the price of mastic was the same as the price of silver.
And you can't drink silver.
No.
And you know, you can only get this stuff from southern Hios, cultivated by hand, no less, during a 4-month harvesting window every year.
It must be worth a lot. I mean, a lot of people must be trying to get a hold of this stuff.
Very precious.
Small wonder this rare stuff sells for almost $200 for just under half a pound. But it had an even higher price tag back in the Ottoman era, when the penalty for stealing it was death by order of the Sultan. Makes sense this whole town is the Fort Knox of tree sap.
They built the town in a way to protect the farmers in their harvest from the pirate raids.
Pirates?
Pirates, yes.
They would come for mastica.
Imagine farmers out in the fields harvesting their mastic, rushing back in the town. And here, this is the original steel of the gate. Pretend to be a pirate.
Okay. I'm gonna, arr.
There you are. And
Arr.
shut the door.
I want your mastica.
There you are.
Well, why wouldn't they just go to the field, the orchard, get all the trees and take them home?
They would be useless just for firewood. If you take a mastic tree and plant it everywhere else in the world, even in the north side of part of the island, it may grow, but it will not give you mastic.
Mastic was nearly wiped out by a forest fire in 2012. So now, each surviving tree is like a safe deposit box for one of Mother Nature's crown jewels. Vasilis is taking me from Mesta to the grove where he tends mastic trees. The same way it's been done for over 1,000 years.
So this is it, Jack, a nice tree. Most of the harvest, the collection of mastic, is done from the ground. So actually the resin drops on the ground. That's why we have to make it clean.
Yeah, you're a farmer. You do it all the time. Let me do it. It's not every day I get to harvest my liquor.
This is pure calcium carbonate.
How much chalk would a drinker chuck? Okay, never mind, you're right.
That's nice flour, also.
Oh, no,
Yes.
that nice flower?
If you told me I'd be digging in the dirt, having a chalk fight with a tree farmer on Hios, I'd have said, what's a Hios? But here I am on this UNESCO-protected island. An IT tech turned mastic farmer, Vasilis Ballas, has me gathering mastic gum, a Hios Island exclusive that oozes from the trees.
This is pure calcium carbonate.
To prep, he's throwing calcium carbonate around the tree base. That makes it much easier to collect the sap. Talk about chalking it up to hard work. When I'm not here, Vasilis repeats this process on his own, by hand, for every single one of his 400 trees.
Why did you start doing this? Why did you become a mastica farmer? To give up jobs, white-collar jobs, no less, that's quite a risk.
Actually, we started before the crisis. So we had this weird idea that, okay, in 5 years' time, if we don't like the idea, we go back and continue what we were doing.
It's a gamble that luckily paid off, because in the end, it was the IT industry he left behind that fell apart, and this ancient horticulture that just keeps on keeping on.
You need to make sure that it's not too deep, but not too superficial either.
And there it is, that magic elixir.
Just wet your fingertip, and it's so rich, so intense when it's that fresh.
It's good. I mean, it's spicy. It tastes like almost cinnamony, but not quite.
This taste is the closest you can get, in my opinion, to Mastija, the drink.
The mastic Vasilis grows supplies mastica makers with enough strong resin to keep everyone in cocktails.
Not just Mastija, I have other stuff too.
Like what?
Suma.
Suma?
Suma.
What's suma?
What the farmer drinks after a hard day in the fields.
Oh, that fits perfectly. Let's collect our tools and go drink some suma.
Let's do that.
Vasilis is showing me a different side of Chios, and a different taste as well. Nectar and ambrosia were the food of the gods, but me, I'm happy with a simple picnic and a little white lightning.
Not only have I never tried suma, I don't know if I've really ever heard of it.
Ah, this is a drink we make here, only in Chios Island.
Only here on this island.
Yes.
And it's made from figs.
Instead of grapes, yes.
Have a glass of suma with us. There you are.
Suma is a seasonal brandy. Every August, local figs are collected and then dried on the roofs of mastic villages, then fermented and distilled into a drink so strong that, well, you might hit the roof.
You know, the great thing about Greece, everywhere I go, people break out the moonshine.
When we came to the island as teenagers and we started drinking suma, we were drinking like this from the bottle, not very responsibly. Instead of toasting, they were saying, "Piestin na mi se pyi." Drink it, otherwise it will drink you.
Drink it or it will drink you?
Yes.
That's an interesting perspective. So how do you say that? How do you say that?
Pieto.
Pieto?
Na mi se pyi.
Na mi se pyi. Pieto na mi se pyi.
Yes.
Drink it or it will drink you.
Yes.
Pieto na mi se pyi.
Στην υγειά μας.
Στην υγειά μας.
What do you think?
That's strong.
That's strong.
That is strong.
Suma is only made here in the home, and at 50% alcohol, that is one potent home brew.
This leaves behind a little trace of something.
Yes.
Like a little fruit.
There are some fruits.
Yeah.
Apart from the figs that make the alcohol,
There are other fruits in it, aren't there?
there are a few fruits.
It
yes.
tastes, there's more citrus in it than I would expect
Yes.
from a fig.
There are some peels from the orange fruit.
There are. Okay, it tasted
and
like
also
that.
some pomegranate. That's actually special suma for you.
Oh, that's
I have it already
nice.
for
What a
some
nice
years.
guy.
Looks like the Ballas's leap of faith paid off, and I'll drink to that. Like Churchill said, Greeks don't fight like heroes, heroes fight like Greeks. They're the original comeback kids. And while old Winnie might not have had the simple life in mind, he did drop another nugget that Greece could use right now. If you're going through hell, keep going.
I was very against, raising kids in the big city. I hope they appreciate one day.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
To prepare things in your house with your love and care to offer to people you like, to people you love.
Hey, come over here. Cheers.
So,
Yamas.
Pieto na mi se pyi.
Pieto na mi se pyi.
Yes.